foundation. ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਵੀਕਡੇਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੋਣ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੀਮ ਭਾਵਨਾ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਇਜ਼ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ। ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਤਿਆਰ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਮਿਊਨੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਨਾਓ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਵੈਰੀ ਪਲੀਜ਼ਡ ਟੂ ਹੈਵ a very important guest, a dear friend of the Sikh community. His name is Paul Montero. I remember very clearly on this very time in 2012 when Wisconsin Gurdwara was attacked by a gunman, and we were listening to Kirtan right here at 12:30, and I was called outside. There is a shooting in the Gurdwara, and we didn't know what was happening. We found out that there were some hostages, and there was so much confusion, and only one person I could really call was Paul Montero. And 12:45, I placed him a call. I said, Paul, we need your help. There is shooting going on, and he obviously had not seen CNN. And the whole long story short, he immediately informed President Obama. And he called me back in about 10-15 minutes. He said, we need a telephone number of Wisconsin Gurdwara individual, whoever is the secretary or president would like to call. And within 15-20 minutes, we got the telephone number, and President Obama placed a call to the secretary of the Gurdwara Sahib. And so since then, Paul worked behind the scenes to make sure all the Sikh community in Wisconsin got all the funding for mental help to all those who were affected by this violence, and economic support to the Gurdwara Sahib, and not just to that Gurdwara, but to the rest of the community was given such wonderful support. As we all know, President Obama lowered the flag of the United States on the White House half-mast. That was the first ever the flag was brought down in honor of a very small minority community, minority religion in the United States. And second thing, which I'm going to reveal it for the very first time, that President Obama, when he was going to go to India, I called Paul and I said, is it possible to arrange President Obama to go to the Darbar Sahib Golden Temple? He says, let me check. And Sasangaji, this is really something which not too many people know, that it was only Paul Montero who got the Darbar Sahib included in the itinerary of President Obama. And the press media was given all the schedule that President Obama was going to go to Bombay, then he was going to go to Darbar Sahib, then he was going to go to Delhi. But of course, there are a lot of forces who don't want to see the community being recognized at such a big level. And credit goes to Paul that he had gotten official itinerary included in the Darbar Sahib visit of President Obama, the first ever that would have been the President of the United States visiting, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But Michelle Obama did go and went and visited Gurdwara. So Paul has worked behind the scenes for many, many years, and he was the first one to start the celebration of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Gurpurab at the White House, and that continued for almost 7 years until we got another president that we could not work with for the last 6 years, or 4 years, thank God, not 6 years. And then finally we have another president who we could work with. I'm not endorsing Republican or Democrat, but obviously there are other issues which affect how the community is respected and treated. But we are very pleased that Paul was appointed as the head of the community relations at the Justice Department, which is a department which deals with all communities, all the issues, hate crimes, prejudice issues, and working with the communities, trying to give them all the support of the United States government. 110,000 workers at the Justice Department are available to provide all the support. So he led that agency, and to our surprise, just 2 weeks ago, he started a new job, which is actually even better for us, people who are living in Maryland. So I will let Paul tell us what his new job is. And without further delay, Paul Montero, please welcome him. Bole so nihal. When I saw him the very first time, he was pushing the wheelchair of Reverend Lowry. Reverend Lowry is the one who fought civil rights with Martin Luther King. So he looked like a teenager, and I said, let me talk to him. And he said, oh, I'm the religious liaison to President Obama. I was completely shocked. But Paul is such a humble person. He doesn't show the power that he carries, but he makes things happen. And that's what has made our relationship as a community, Sikh community. Wherever he goes, people welcome him of all different parts of the United States because of what he has done. And he has worked with Sikh Coalition, SALDA, United Sikhs, National Sikh Campaign, Sikh Council, and of course with Guru Gobind Singh Foundation. Paul Montero.
Sat Sri Akal. Thank you so much for allowing me to share. I have to shout out, it's good to see you, your better half over there, your wife. The way Dr. Singh introduced me is really the way I think of you. My name is not important. My title is not important. As I think about what you all do, the humility this community has shown, the service that this community has given. I was not fortunate to be born Sikh, but I have such an appreciation for your community. In the jobs that I've had, when I was working as President Obama's liaison to religious communities, you all were serving. You don't do it for credit. You don't do it to be recognized. You don't do it so people thank you. You do it because this is what your faith tells you to do. So yes, when I was at the White House, I was privileged to find ways to bring the Sikh community in, to recognize the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, to involve young people in the work we were doing around My Brother's Keeper, to involve the business community in the work we were doing with business. When I was at the Justice Department working on preventing hate crimes, Dr. Singh, it was a Sunday. You were the first call I got to tell me what had happened in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. I didn't see it on the news. I was at brunch, and you heard about it first and called me. And what did this community do after Oak Creek? You kept serving. If anything, the prayer vigils I remember outside the White House that week after the shooting, so many speakers came up to the prayer vigil and got on the mic and said, I wish we had done more to educate this misguided individual about our community, or to maybe serve longer to this man and maybe he would have understood. And that grace that you extend, I work with a lot of religious communities. To be targeted in that way in a sacred space, I could see a lot of those communities not saying or questioning what could we have done better, and instead blame the individual. So the beauty that this faith has continued to show, the last year I've been at the Justice Department, working to prevent hate crimes. And by all of the data we have, this country is moving in the wrong direction. We're seeing historical highs in hate targeting people based on their religion, based on their national origin, based on their gender. And we know based on the data, it's undercounted. There's so many more things happening that are not reported. And not even just hate crimes. Obviously, hate crimes where someone is hurt or killed, or a sacred space is damaged or destroyed, those are terrible. But what about hate incidents? Things that don't rise to the level of a crime, but damage people, that damage a young person, make them afraid to ride the bus or go to school or just walk down the street. Those are also on the rise. And throughout, what does this community keep doing? Serving everybody who needs help, whether it's food or housing or any type of assistance. Governor Moore asked me 2 weeks ago to lead a new state agency, the Maryland Department of Service and Civic Innovation, because he recognizes there's so many Marylanders that want to serve, that do serve now. And if anything, you see the decline of community, the hate rising between people groups, because at least part of the problem is we don't know each other. We worship together, we study together, we live next to each other, people that believe and look just like us. And so you have folks that don't know one another. And service is going to be one of the ways that we bring ourselves across communities together again. And that's why I had to make this my first stop in this new role. Because when I think of service, I think of the sick community. And we're going to find ways to tap into what you're already doing to address some serious problems the state has related to the climate, related to civil rights, just public safety, and the need for more community service broadly. So I just have to thank you for letting me join you on this very special occasion. I'm just happy to be here. So that's for your call.
Thank you.
May I ask Paisa to please give Sarobar to Paul Mateo, our dear friend. मैं बाकी बोर्ड मेंबरों को कहूँगा कि ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰੀਏ, recognize ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ. You also would like to give him a gift from the Sikh community. Please, everybody, those who can join. From California, Dalbir Panu. He has done almost 10 years of research and finding all the 6 shrines in Pakistan, those who have been left by the community almost 75 years ago. So all different shrines and the historical background of the Sikh community, how they were so important, is all captured here, and also the history of the Sikh religion is captured in this book. So we want to thank you. So thank you again, really appreciate it. And as we are moving forward in the next,
Thank you.
please have a seat. Sasakaji, now you would like to also recognize those who have done service. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਹਰ ਸੰਡੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਭੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ? ਭੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾ ਲਓ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਹਰ ਸੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਕੇ ਲੰਗਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੈਕਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ, ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ, ਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਓ। ਅੱਜ ਮਿਸਸ ਸਦਾਨਾ ਜੀ because ਥੱਲੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ, ਆਪਾਂ 1 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੇ ਦਈਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਤੇ once again this is a way to recognize those who really support the ਸੰਗਤ, ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ, the community। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਿਰ, ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਲੰਗਰ ਛਕ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਕੇ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਕੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। But there are a lot of people who are working day and night and helping and making sure that we have the langar ready to go. We have langar to be packed and given to people. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਈ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੰਗਰ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਲੰਗਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਅਸੀਂ 2 ਮਿੰਟ ਵੇਟ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ, ਉਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਆ ਗਏ ਭੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ, ਆਓ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਜੀ, ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਓ ਜੀ। ਮਿਸਿਸ ਸਦਾਨਾ ਜੀ, ਅਮਰਤਾਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਜੀ, ਨਵਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਐਂਡ ਰਮਨਦੀਪ ਕੌਰ, ਜੋਤੀ ਕਿਰਵਾਨੀ, ਸਤਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਸਤਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ, ਪਰਮਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਜੀ। ਵਿਕਰਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਐਂਡ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ, ਨਵਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਕੌਰ, ਵਿਕਰਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਜੀ। ਸੁਖਵਿੰਦਰ ਐਂਡ ਸਿਮਰਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਓ ਜੀ। ਸਹਿਦੇਵ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ, ਤਮਨ ਐਂਡ ਨਵਨੀਤ, ਤੇ ਮੀਨੂ ਕੌਰ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ, ਮੀਨੂ ਕੌਰ ਨੰਦਰਾ ਐਂਡ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਐਂਡ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ, ਤੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਰਾਣੀ, ਤੇ ਸੁਖਬੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਐਂਡ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਓ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੁਸੀਂ people are missing, but we will call them back again. While they ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਡਿਲੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਗੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਨਵਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਓ ਆਜੋ 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 ਸੁਖਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਨੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪਿਆਸ ਆਓ ਜੀ ਅਮਰ ਜੀ
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਬਾਕੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਨੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਫਿਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ
ਇੱਕ
ਸਾਹਿਬ
ਫੋਟੋ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਸਾਰੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਫੋਟੋ ਖਿਚਾ ਲਈਏ ਸਰ
ਆਜੋ ਇਕੱਠੇ
Paul, would you please join us? This is a service award that we are giving. So since you are going to be in the Department of Service. Haji Sandeep Singh are
ਇੱਕ ਮਿੰਟ ਹੋਲਡ ਕਰੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਆਜੋ
Karo, karo.
ਕਰੋ ਇੱਧਰ ਆਜੋ ਆਜੋ
कोई नहीं सेवा सेवा ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਾਗ ਲੈ
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਨੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੋ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਅਗਲਾ ਆਜੋ ਜੀ ਆਜੋ ਆਜੋ ਆਜੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਟੇਜ ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਸਟੇਜ ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ सच्चा साहिब सच्चा साहिब सच्चा साहिब हाँ
सच्चा साहिब सॉरी जी
सच्चा साहिब सच्चा साहिब सच्चा साहिब हाँ सच्चा साहिब सारे करो कृपा सच्चा साहिब सच्चा साहिब सच्चा साहिब हाँ सच्चा साहिब जिस पत्र